Hi guys, my name is Robert Champion and I'm the Director of Education for Inca North America. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys about Inca, and you may be wondering what Inca is. Well, Inca is a revolutionary taming system. It's a triple threat, tone, treat, and tame all in one, and we use zero harsh chemicals, organic luxurious ingredients, and our own very special amino acid complex. We are a zero keratin smoothing system, which means we do not have any formaldehyde in our product, and it is 100% safe for us and our guests. Inca treatment key features. Smoothing anti-frizz formula. It nourishes and conditions. We are able to add warm or cool tones. Create unsurpassed shine that lasts up to 16 weeks. First, we're going to discuss what is not in Inca. There's no formaldehyde in our product, which means no burning or irritation to the scalp, no offensive odor, and no health risks for you or your guests. Also, no glyoxylic acid. This is the most common formaldehyde sub, and it reacts the same once hit with heat and has the same long-term effects on the hair. We also have no ammonia in our product. Our product is non-alkaline, and it causes less structural damage to the hair and is non-drying on the hair. Now we're going to discuss what Inca is. Inca is an organic amino acid complex which comes from our Inca oil. Inca oil is a mega omega oil that nourishes and replenishes the hair. Now what Inca is also a non-keratin smoothing complex, which means it's a true anti-frizz formula and it is non-drying and non-breaking on the hair. On this page, you're going to see what is in Inca oil: omega-3, 6, 9, vitamin A and E, and saturated fats. If you don't know much about these ingredients, all you really need to know is that they are nourishing, conditioning, and responsible for the porosity and the moisture in the hair. What Inca is: these are our two main ingredients. These are our active ingredients, and there are two acids that are responsible for what happens during our Inca smoothing process. The first acid we use is glycolic acid. The glycolic acid is derived from natural sugars and is a moisturizing agent in our product. The next ingredient is the lactic acid, which is derived from natural sugars and is the pH equalizer in our product. The reason we do not contain a formaldehyde ingredient in our product is because we use lactic acid instead as our preservative. Because we have lactic acid, we don't need that ingredient, and our product is kept safe through the antimicrobial qualities of the lactic acid. How Inca works. Inca works by softening the hydrogen bond. We then reshape using heat as a primary source of reduction. And Inca replaces, does not deplete nourishment. This is our Inca guideline chart. In this chart, it describes how to do virgin, virgin-resistant, previously colored, and pre-lightened or damaged hair. The first application we're going to discuss is the virgin application. We're going to shampoo twice with the pre-glow clarifying shampoo, mix equal parts of the platinum and regular formulas unless we're trying to tone the hair, and then we're going to apply the product, process for 45 to 60 minutes, depending on how smooth we want the hair. 45 will leave a little bit of curl behind, and 60 minutes will provide maximum smoothness. We are then going to rinse the hair only 80%, leaving 20% behind. We're then going to blow dry the hair and then flat iron between 400 and 430 degrees. On virgin resistant hair, we're going to shampoo twice with clarifying shampoo, apply our formula, process for up to 80 minutes. Because this is resistant hair, it may require more time. So we're going to process for up to 80 minutes. And then we're going to rinse only 20% of the product out of the hair. And then we're going to blow dry and flat iron between 400 and 430 degrees. You will notice that with both virgin applications that we need to leave a little bit of product behind, and that is because virgin hair is considered resistant hair. If you do not want to leave product behind in the hair and you would rather treat your client as a color client, you can take them to the sink and do a clear shine on your client, and then they are considered color treated and you can go right into the next treatment, which is the previously color treated application. This is our standard application. This is the application you are probably going to do on most of your clients. So with this application, we're going to shampoo twice with pre-glow clarifying shampoo. We're going to blow dry 80%, apply an equal mix of the platinum and regular formula unless we're toning. And then we're going to process for 30 to 60 minutes, 30 for people who want to keep their curl and 60 minutes for maximum smoothness. We are going to rinse 100% out of the hair, blow dry, and then flat iron between 400 and 430 degrees. Pre-light and damaged hair is our next guideline. With pre-light and damaged hair, we want to think about what damaged hair is. Damaged hair is hair that is breaking, that has broken, or hair you're afraid is going to break. In this circumstance, what we want to do is shampoo twice with Inca Glow clarifying shampoo, mix equal parts of the platinum and the regular formula, apply from 1/8 of an inch away from the scalp down to the point of damage. Once we hit that point of damage, we're going to stop the application, process for 15 to 30 minutes on the hair that is not damaged, and then we are going to bring the remainder through the ends and process for an additional 15 minutes. We are then going to rinse 100% of the product out of the hair, blow dry, and then flat iron between 350 and 430 degrees. The reason we have a 350 degree flat iron temperature on here is because damaged hair does not need 430 degree heat normally. So what we recommend is you start your iron at 350. If you're not seeing shine in the first few passes, kick that iron up in 10 degree increments until you see that shine coming through. On pre-light and damaged hair, it is also recommended that if their hair is severely damaged, that you do a intense nourishing mask prior to the service. This can be done in the salon or at the client's discretion at their home. No matter what application you're doing, you're always going to be flat ironing at the end. And the goal of the flat iron is to see shine. If you're not seeing shine at your base flat iron temperature, then raise the iron 10 degrees until you hit the right temperature that you're getting that shine at. It's going to be approximately 5 to 7 passes, and if you're not seeing shine by the 4th, you may want to turn your iron up 10 degrees. We're now going to move on to chemical and color guidelines. Before the Inca Glow treatment, we recommend coloring anyone that is getting any bleaching or highlighting done, and permanent hair color with a gray ratio of 75% or less. Color that you want to use after Inca Glow is semi-demi or fashion tones, and then permanent color with a gray ratio of 75% or more, or permanent red or black tones. These are tones that could possibly shift during the flat ironing process, and we want to make sure that these do not shift in tone and keep them as bright and dark as possible. Inca Glow is not recommended for children under 16 and pregnant women. And it's not because it will hurt them, it's just because it may not work due to hormones. Post-treatment care, shampoo and condition with Afterglow moisturizing hair care. Weekly deep condition using After Inca Glow nourishing mask. And if you are swimming, pool, lake, or ocean, wet your hair with tap water prior to going into these bodies of water so that your hair does not absorb the salt from the ocean, the chemicals from the pool, or whatever is in that lake. After swimming, it is recommended that you shampoo and condition your hair. Today's model is one of my clients, Nancy, and as you can tell, her hair is coarse and frizzy, and she is really going to benefit from a smoothing treatment. So she is color treated, so we are going to be following the 3rd guideline down on our chart, which is for chemically or color treated hair. And the steps we're going to follow are as is. We're going to shampoo her twice with clarifying shampoo. We are then going to blow dry her 80%. We're going to apply a 50-50 mix of Inca Glow and Inca Glow Platinum to her hair, and then we're going to process her for 1 hour to get maximum smoothness. After she is done processing, we're going to bring her back to the sink. We're going to rinse 100% of the product out of her hair, and then we are going to blow dry it 100% and then flat iron it between 400 and 430 degrees. Nancy has been shampooed twice with clarifying shampoo. We are now going to blow dry her 80%, and then we are going to apply the product. Nancy has been blow dried 80%, and now we're going to apply the product to her hair. Inca Glow has 2 formulas, Inca Glow Original and Inca Glow Platinum. Think of Inca Glow Original as yellow and Inca Glow Platinum as purple. When you mix them 50-50, they neutralize each other. When you go above and beyond one of the two, you can create a warm tone or a cool tone in the hair. When we use that T in the triple threat, that is tone. Going above and beyond will create a warm tone or a cool tone. Right now, we're not trying to do either, so we're going to mix a 50-50 mix of the two because we're just trying to preserve color. We use a scale so that we do not waste product. And we're going to mix about 1.5 ounces of each because Nancy has long hair. One and a half ounces of the original, and then 1.5 ounces of platinum. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to section Nancy's hair. We're going to do 2 sections in the front, 1 on each side, and then we're going to do 1 section in the back. So let's start by going from ear to ear. And then we have our 1 large section in the back. Now, we're going to be using 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch section depending on the density of the hair. While Nancy's hair is coarse, it's not super dense, so I'm going to do somewhere between 1/8 and 1/4. Always use gloves, as Inca Glow has glycolic acid and lactic acid in it, and it could cause a little bit of an itch on the skin. And now we're going to start the application of Inca Glow approximately 1/8 of an inch away from the scalp, and then we're going to apply it all the way through the ends. The reason we keep it off the scalp is because it is formulated with glycolic acid and lactic acid. It won't hurt the skin, it just may cause a little bit of itchiness. And then we're going to comb the product through to ensure that we're saturating evenly and not oversaturating. We're going to continue to do the same. We're going to take down another 1/8 of an inch section. And we're going to apply the Inca Glow 1/8 of an inch away from the scalp. If you can't see, I do have a stiffer brush, which actually helps because it rakes through the hair a little bit easier. Applying heavy will not hurt the hair, it is just a waste of product. And as you can see, that section I just combed into that one is being saturated perfect. We've got the back applied, and now we're just going to apply a side section. You have 2 options with the sides. If the hair is longer than shoulder length, I always recommend applying downward and keeping the hair on the side of her head while you apply, because if you try and comb it back, it may get tangled. If they have shorter hair like bob length or over the shoulders, it's a lot easier to comb it back into the previous section. But because I know her hair will tangle, I'm going to start the application on the side, and I'm just going to keep it on the side for now. We do want to be cautious of keeping this out of the eyes, so we're going to keep the hair combed away from the face. And if you for some reason get a little bit on the skin, all you have to do is wipe it off. Combing it through with our fine tooth, and then letting it rest. I'm just going to do this until I get the whole section done, and then I'm going to do the other side. The Inca Glow is now completely applied, and she now has a processing window of 60 minutes, so we are going to let her sit, and we'll see you in a few. Now that we have completely rinsed the product out of the hair, we're going to blow dry the hair 100%, and then we're going to start our flat ironing. And now that Nancy's been blow dried 100%, we're going to continue on to the flat ironing part, which is the most important part of our service. You can already see by the size and the texture of Nancy's hair that the smoothing has already started, and now we're going to wrap it up with the flat iron. Same sections we took before, 1 on each side from ear to ear. And then we're going to take 1 section up the back. And we're going to flat iron in 1/8 of an inch sections. At 420. The reason I'm using 420 is because I have done Nancy's hair before, and I know that we are not going to fall at the 410. I know what temperature her hair likes, so we are going to stick with the 420. We are now going to begin the flat ironing process. We are going to begin by flat ironing from the scalp to the mid shaft and then all the way through the ends after. Right now we're going to start by tapping close to that scalp. And then we're going to stick our brush in the hair to hold it so we don't burn our fingers. And then we're going to pull the iron through. And we're going to do this just until we see shine. And as you can see, we're starting to get that gloss and that glass-like shine. And that's when we know to stop. Pick up the next section, tap, and pull through the mid shaft, and then pull all the way through the ends. And we're not counting, we're just looking for shine. And as you can see, we're getting that shine right there. We're now going to take down our next section, which is going to be the same size. An 1/8 of an inch. We're going to split it in half. Make sure we're never flat ironing the section we already have flat ironed, so make sure it has dropped and it is there. And never take a section wider than your flat iron. Start by tapping close to the scalp, down towards the mid shaft, and then we're going to pull all the way through those ends, just until we see that shine. Once again, we're going to tap close to that root, all the way to the mid shaft, and then we're going to bring it through the ends. The reason we do this is because we don't need to flat iron the ends as much as we do the mid shaft and the hair closest to the scalp. All right, now we're going to move on to the sides, and I'm going to show you how to flat iron around the ears because it can be a little tricky. What we're going to do is take that same size 1/8 of an inch section, clip this out of our way. Then we're going to lift the hair high over the ear so that we don't burn the ear, and then we're going to tap all the way to the mid shaft, and then we're going to flat iron all the way through while keeping the hair elevated away from the ear. And once again, we're going to just look for that shine, and you can see that gloss coming right through. I'm going to take down our next section. Going to do the same thing, lift it up, tap, tap, tap. And then we're going to pull it all the way through. And now we are done flat ironing. This is what your end result should look like. Soft, shiny, touchable hair. Now that we are done flat ironing, Nancy is completely done. She can color her hair now. She can go wash her hair. She can do anything. That's the best part about Inca Glow. There are no rules after. She does not have to wait 4 days to shampoo. She probably will because her hair is going to feel really nice. But she doesn't have to. That's the great part about this versus keratin treatments. We have 0 rules after. And this is Nancy's hair. Now that you've seen the Inca Glow service, I challenge you to go back to your salon and become a triple threat. 3 T's, tame, treat, and tone, and do it with 0 harsh chemicals and luxurious organic ingredients. Inca Glow Anti-Aging Hair Care. Luxury, anti-aging, shine, and moisture. Afterglow Hydrating Shampoo and Conditioner is infused with the world's best ingredients, including Inca oil, digita seed oil, chamomile, aloe, and more. All the yumminess your hair craves with 0 harsh ingredients. Afterglow Shine On Oil. 1 or 2 pumps will indulge your hair with 2 of the Earth's finest oils, Mija oil and Inca oil. Jam-packed with omega-3, 6, and 9, vitamin A and E, this oil will keep your hair shiny and soft to the touch. Afterglow Nourishing Hair Mask. The best moisture mask on the market. Hands down, it feels like the richest butter you can buy, and when you're done, no more tangles and hair you won't want to stop touching. Inca Gold Anti-Aging Hair Mist. Give this a shake and see the luxury in the form of gold flakes. This product is not only anti-aging, but it's also a thermal protectant, shine spray, and significantly cuts blow dry time down. Apply wet or dry, either way you will fall in love at first spray.